Imagine this. You're floating peacefully in crystal clear waters, the sun warming your skin, the gentle waves lapping around you. Suddenly, a shadow glides beneath the surface, massive, silent, and deadly. In a heartbeat, your world erupts into chaos as razor-sharp teeth tear into your flesh. Blood clouds the water, and panic sets in. This isn't a scene from a horror movie. It's the terrifying reality for those who've survived, or not, the ocean's ultimate predator. Welcome to my channel, where we explore the raw power of nature. Today we're diving deep into chilling, real-life shark encounters that reveal a haunting truth. In shark-infested waters, solitude can be your deadliest enemy. These stories aren't just tales of terror. They're lessons in resilience, bravery, and the unpredictable fury of the sea. Buckle up, because what you're about to hear will make you think twice before stepping into the waves alone. Let's start with one of the most heart-wrenching recent incidents, involving a brave little girl whose innocent snorkeling adventure turned into a fight for survival. 9-year-old Leah Lendel was enjoying a sunny day off the coast of Boca Grande, Florida, on June 11, 2025. Boca Grande, known for its pristine beaches and calm Gulf waters, seemed like the perfect spot for a family outing. Leah, full of youthful curiosity, donned her snorkel gear and ventured into the shallow waves, just feet away from her mother, Nadia. The water was inviting, teeming with colorful fish and gentle currents. But beneath the surface lurked something far more sinister. As Leah surfaced for a breath, she felt a sudden, powerful strike. Something hard clamped down on her hand, tugging her with ferocious force. It was just snorkeling, and then something hard bit me, Leah later recounted in interviews, her voice trembling with the memory. When she lifted her hand from the water, it was a gruesome sight, blood pouring out, her tiny fingers nearly severed. The ocean around her turned red, a stark signal of danger. Panic erupted on the beach. Nadia glanced over and saw her daughter's hand hanging by a thread, blood everywhere. "I could see her hand hanging, like a piece, and just blood everywhere," Nadia described to reporters. The family screamed for help, their cries piercing the air. Fortunately, they weren't entirely alone. Workers from a nearby construction site heard the commotion and sprinted to the shoreline. One man, Luis Alvarez, jumped into the water without hesitation, risking his own safety to pull Leah to shore. They fashioned a makeshift tourniquet from whatever they could find, stemming the bleeding just in time. Emergency services arrived swiftly, airlifting Leah to Tampa General Hospital, where she underwent hours of intricate surgery to reattach her partially severed hand. Doctors marveled at her resilience. The quick actions of those bystanders likely saved not just her life, but her ability to use her hand again. In the aftermath, Leah's story became a beacon of hope. Speaking out from her hospital bed, she shared her ordeal with poise beyond her years, inspiring others with her courage. But it also sparked discussions about shark safety in Florida's waters, where encounters are more common than many realize. Leah's tale isn't just about the horror, it's about the human spirit's ability to rebound and the vital importance of having people nearby in unpredictable environments. Just 90 minutes before Leah's ordeal, in a chilling coincidence, another attack unfolded only miles away, highlighting how shark activity can cluster in hotspots. But let's shift to a similar story from the previous year that echoes this theme of sudden terror. In the Florida Panhandle at Rosemary Beach, 15-year-old Lulu Gribbin was on a dream vacation with her family and friends in June 2024. The Panhandle's emerald green waters and sugar white sands draw millions annually, but on that fateful day, June 7th, the serenity shattered. Lulu and her twin sister were diving for sand dollars in waist-deep water when Lulu spotted a dark shadow approaching. Before she could react, a bull shark lunged, ripping into her left hand and right leg with devastating force. "I remember lifting my hand, and it wasn't there," Lulu later shared in emotional interviews, her words capturing the shock of the moment. Blood filled the water, attracting more attention from the predator, but strangers on the beach sprang into action. A man rushed into the surf, dragging her to safety, while two doctors vacationing nearby applied tourniquets and stabilized her until help arrived. Lulu was airlifted to a hospital, where she underwent multiple surgeries, ultimately losing her left hand and right leg. Yet her story is one of incredible fortitude. Less than a year later, in 2025, Lulu returned to the water swimming again. Her recovery journey, shared on social media and in interviews, has inspired countless people. Experts attribute such clusters to factors like baitfish schools drawing sharks closer to shore. Lulu's experience reminds us that while shark attacks are rare, their impact is profound, and community response can mean everything. In shark-infested areas like the Panhandle, where warm waters and abundant prey create ideal conditions, going in alone amplifies the risk. Lulu's friends and bystanders were her lifeline. Moving westward to the cooler Pacific shores, we find another tale of raw survival against an apex predator. In June 2024, off the coast of Del Mar, California, a 46-year-old swimmer named Caleb Adams turned a routine open water swim into a desperate battle. Del Mar's beaches are popular for their scenic beauty and surfing culture. But on June 2nd, as Caleb swam with a group of friends about 100 yards offshore, disaster struck. He felt an overwhelming impact, not sharp at first, but like being hit by a truck. A juvenile great white shark, later confirmed by DNA analysis of bite marks on his wetsuit, had clamped down on his torso, tearing into his chest and arm. It was like tussling with a monster, Caleb recalled in exclusive interviews, describing how the shark circled back for a second attempt. In survival mode, he fought back barehanded, punching the shark's body and even its mouth, feeling its rough skin like gripping a basketball. Blood poured from his wounds, turning the water murky, but his friends didn't abandon him. They formed a human chain, dragging him toward shore while applying pressure to his injuries. Caleb's recovery was arduous, involving multiple surgeries and physical therapy, but he credits his group for his life. "I wasn't alone out there," he emphasized. This incident, rare for California where great whites are more common but attacks infrequent, highlights the ocean's unpredictability. Del Mar saw increased patrols afterward, with drones and lifeguards on alert. Caleb's story is a testament to human resilience and the power of camaraderie. Had he been swimming solo, the outcome might have been fatal. Now let's head to the warm, festive beaches of South Padre Island, Texas, where a holiday celebration turned nightmarish on July 4th, 2024. Tabitha Sullivan, a 48-year-old from Salina, was wading in shallow water with her family, enjoying the fireworks and barbecues that define Independence Day. The island's vibrant atmosphere belied the danger below. An 8-foot bull shark known for its aggressive nature and preference for murky coastal waters. In an instant, the shark struck, tearing away part of her calf and causing excruciating pain. Blood spread through the water and screams filled the air as beachgoers realized what was happening. Her husband, Kerry, witnessed the attack from shore and charged into the waves, fighting the shark off with his bare hands to pull her to safety. The injuries were severe: chronic nerve pain, permanent scars, and a leg forever altered. Tabitha spent weeks in the hospital undergoing surgeries at DHR Health. Community support poured in, friends raised over $28,000 for her recovery, and neighbors built a ramp at her home. By 2025, a year later, Tabitha was walking again. This attack was one of 4 that day on the island, likely from the same bull shark, prompted by holiday crowds and baitfish. Bull sharks, with their ability to tolerate fresh and salt water, are responsible for many nearshore incidents. Tabitha's ordeal emphasizes that even in crowded beaches, personal vigilance is key, but having loved ones nearby can turn the tide. Shifting to the other side of the world, in Queensland, Australia, we encounter a story that's as tragic as it is sobering. 17-year-old Charlize Zamuda, a skilled lifesaver and experienced swimmer, was enjoying a late afternoon swim at Warrum Beach on Bribie Island on February 3, 2025. Bribie, with its rugged coastline and clear waters, is a haven for locals. But that day, a shark, possibly a tiger or bull, struck without mercy. Charlize was in unpatrolled waters when the attack occurred, severing her leg and causing massive blood loss. Despite desperate efforts by bystanders and emergency responders, she succumbed to her injuries. Her parents paid emotional tributes, describing her as a beautiful soul who loved the ocean and had saved lives as a junior lifesaver. "It's not fair," her family mourned, highlighting the randomness of such events. This fatal encounter, the first in Queensland in years, shocked the tight-knit community. Tributes flowed, with friends remembering her infectious smile and passion for the sea. Experts noted that shark nets and patrols are limited, and climate-driven changes may be pushing predators closer to shore. Charlize's story is a stark reminder of the ocean's risks, especially when swimming alone or in remote areas. Back in Florida, a late-night fishing trip in Boca Grande turned perilous for Sean Moose in August 2025. Sean and his friends had reeled in a 6-foot lemon shark, excited for a photo before releasing it. Lemon sharks, with their yellowish tint and razor-sharp teeth, are common in shallow bays. As they posed, the shark twisted free and bit into Sean's leg, causing deep lacerations. Screams echoed as blood flowed, but his friends quickly applied a tourniquet and called 911. Airlifted to Gulf Coast Medical Center, Sean recovered, joking from his bed, "It happens sometimes. See you next time," directed at the shark. Officials warned of heightened activity during tarpon season, when migrating fish attract predators. Traveling back in time to one of history's most infamous sprees, the Jersey Shore attacks of 1916. Amid a sweltering heat wave and polio epidemic, thousands flocked to New Jersey's beaches for relief. Between July 1st and 12th, a rogue shark, debated as great white or bull, struck 5 times, killing 4 and injuring 1. The first victim, Charles Van Sant, 25, was mauled in Beach Haven. Days later, Charles Bruder died in Spring Lake. Then in Matawan Creek, far inland, Lester Stillwell, 12, and Stanley Fisher were killed, with Joseph Dunn surviving a bite. Panic ensued, nets were deployed, hunters mobilized, and tourism plummeted. A great white caught nearby had human remains in its stomach. These attacks shattered myths that sharks avoided humans or shallow waters, inspiring Jaws and modern shark research. They prove how one predator can terrorize a coast, and why awareness, not solitude, is key. In Australia, 1963, spearfishing champion Rodney Fox faced a great white at Aldinga Beach. The shark tore into his chest, shattering ribs and exposing organs. With 462 stitches, he survived miraculously, later pioneering shark cage diving and conservation. His transformation from victim to advocate shows fear can fuel understanding. A year later, in 1964, Henry Borse lost his left leg to a great white off Lady Julia Percy Island. Filmed partially, the attack didn't deter him. He created documentaries like Savage Shadows and continued diving with a custom fin. His resilience redefined survival. The USS Indianapolis tragedy in 1945 remains the worst mass shark attack. After delivering atomic bomb parts, the ship was torpedoed, leaving 900 men in the Pacific. Over 4 days, sharks, oceanic whitetips, and tigers claimed hundreds amid thirst and exposure. Only 316 survived, a harrowing reminder of isolation's perils. In 1982, the yacht Trashman capsized off North Carolina, stranding 5 in shark-infested waters. 2 survived after days of attacks and hallucinations, inspiring Capsized, Blood in the Water. It highlights endurance against nature's hunters. A recent Long Island bite at Jones Beach on June 27, 2025, involved a woman wading waist-deep, bitten by a juvenile sand tiger shark. Swimming was halted. Patrols increased. With 35 attacks globally by July 2025, it shows unpredictability. Maine's great white surge, driven by seals and warming waters, saw 93 identifications from 2020 to 2024. A 2020 fatal attack marked a shift, urging caution. In Panama City Beach, August 2025, beachgoers witnessed a hammerhead shark battling a stingray in shallows. The stingray escaped with a bite, a vivid reminder of marine clashes. Stingray stings number 1,500 to 2,000 yearly in the U.S. The stingray shuffle prevents them. Finally, ISAF stats, 2024 saw 47 unprovoked bites, lowest in decades, with 7 fatalities. Florida led with half U.S. incidents. Since 1958, over 3,000 attacks, but declines noted. Climate draws sharks nearer, but risks remain low, magnified alone. These 15 encounters, from Leah's bravery to historical horrors, reveal sharks as misunderstood predators. They're not monsters, but part of a balanced ecosystem. Yet the lesson is clear. Never enter shark waters alone. Stay vigilant. Swim in groups. Heed warnings. If this gripped you, hit like, subscribe for more nature tales. What's your scariest ocean story? Comment below. Until next time, respect the sea. It doesn't forgive mistakes.